Hey guys, this is Real Talk with Kelsey and Rachel. And Saturday was a really big day in boxing. There was boxing on all day long and it overlapped. But a really big thing that happened Saturday was that it was an end of an era because it was HBO's last boxing broadcast. Because of the overlapping, we actually didn't get to see the whole broadcast. But we did watch Clarissa fight because we are interested in her career.
We're Team Clarissa.
We watch her. And then we came back at the end and caught like the closing bit that they did. And yeah, I cried because I was like, this is end of a really special thing.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up, the fights that I remember growing up watching as a kid, and I had them on tape, were HBO fights. It was Julio Cesar Chavez versus Pernell Whitaker, and I remember Jim Lampley calling it right. I had Evander Holyfield versus Riddick Bowe, that fight on VHS, the second fight. And these were things that I watched, and what really made me a boxing fan, like I didn't have my dad at home anymore, but I did have boxing, and I would just watch these tapes, and it was really special. And so, just in my own personal life, like growing up, HBO boxing was the big thing. I remember when we met in Austin, watching. Remember Cody, our friend Cody had HBO, and I would watch fights at his house. And then later in life, I'm a boxing writer, and then we get to meet people. Like I called Jim Lampley on the phone, or we talked to people at HBO and kind of got to know these people a little bit. Not like Jim Lampley, I talked to him on the phone, but I'm saying that people behind the scenes that maybe you wouldn't be aware, but we got to really like know how HBO works and meet the people involved there, and then yeah, now they're leaving the scene, and I don't know. It's just like for me personally, it was a lot harder to kind of watch last night because I started thinking about those things. I was like, oh, like this was a big part of my life for a long time, and then became a part of my professional life even that I never even considered that I would one day.
Right. Yeah, who would have
talk
thought
to
like
people
years
from
ago
HBO
you just
boxing.
like
What?
started a blog where you wrote about
Yeah.
boxing completely as a hobby, and then like to today where like you're a writer and part of your journey has been some like knowing connection with HBO and that like you interviewed people.
Yeah, and like the
through
fundraiser
them.
we did, they contributed to that. Like we've been to, like we've had dinner and stuff with people that work at HBO and know people personally, and it was just neat to have that experience. I mean, remember just that time we just seen them, like right. Remember that time we were in Corpus for a fight, and we saw all of them sitting over there.
It was like the night after or the night before something, because like the boxing wasn't happening yet, and so we went out to eat, and we were gonna go walk down like this little strip, I guess, in Corpus, and we walked into the restaurant, and Max, Jim, and Larry Merchant, even though he wasn't working for HBO at the time, but he was there covering it for. He was doing some kind of international broadcast thing, and they were there having dinner.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a neat experience. And then, of course, when you sit ringside at fights to cover fights, as a boxing writer, those guys are like right there, And so you get to interact with them and talk to them. They come over and talk to people, and they're all real generous with their time. And I don't know, it's just it was a sad thing, like watching the whole thing, and then just all the fights and
all fighters. The highlights and seeing the. I thought they did a really great job looking back over the years and putting that together. And I thought that Jim's closing remarks were really poignant in
powerful.
That, like he said, that things have a beginning and a natural end.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and so
it made me feel so damn old too, because I'm like, gosh, when I think of HBO boxing, I think of Roy Jones Jr. And then he's over there talking and crying, and Roy looks pretty old, because Roy's older than me, because I grew up watching Roy, and then now he's old, and like I'm old now, and then Jim Lampley's got, he's old, you know what I mean? Like it's just crazy. But yeah, I guess we're all just fortunate to have, been able to live during this era of HBO boxing. They took storytelling in boxing to the next level. They were boxing for a long time. I don't think boxing would have survived and even thrived the way it does now without HBO boxing carrying the torch for as long as it did. So for me, like I'm really grateful to them for what they did, and I'm happy to just cherish their memory and honor what they did. So thank you, HBO.